the Triforce of Wisdom, Link. The evil wizard Ganon has the Triforce of Power. Whoever gets both Triforces will rule this land forever. You must help me, Link.
Hey, for you, Zelda, anything.
Nice job, hero.
Hey, excuse me, princess.
Hello and welcome to the latest episode of Pixels in the Animation. I am one of your hosts, TFJoneMike, and joining me through this epic journey throughout Hyrule is TV's Mr. Dale.
Rumble, grumble.
Wow. And that moblin really is revolting. Oh boy. Today we continue the Legend of Zelda reviews as we talk about the next 3 episodes in this adventure in gaming cartoon. So yeah, we got the first 3 out last week, and so far it's been fairly decent. I mean, that hasn't even like broken our brains, like people constantly talking about pasta or meatballs or pizza or having an emergency wrench with an emergency sandwich inside of it, or
Nobody's wrapped yet.
oh god, stop. Stop. Yeah, I don't think, because this is like Mario, what are they going to do with him other than just making an animated adventure of one of the games that just follows him through a game level? You know, so I understand that they had to do that with that show. This show, it allows you for more storytelling in the adventure setting or in the questing setting or in the castle, you know, knights and all that stuff setting. So, I mean, technically, if you think about it, and I already made the Merlin Sword in the Stone Archimedes joke last week, but technically, if you think about it, Link is kind of like a young King Arthur.
Right.
More bumbling than King Arthur, but a young King Arthur nonetheless. Any other thoughts you want to spit out of the listeners before we get into the episodes?
Not at this time.
Oh boy. All right, let's get to it.
He said he'd go riding with me this morning and he's still asleep. Well, phooey on him. I'll have fun by myself. And maybe an adventure. Link will be sorry he missed out. Real sorry. Beautiful girls in trouble are what he lives for.
So first up today we have Kiss and Tell. This was aired September 29th, 1989. While riding, Princess Zelda happens upon a damsel in distress being harassed by the dragon Gelok, but the damsel rebuffs Zelda's aid until a dashing hero in Link shows up. Link dispatches the monster, earning a kiss from the damsel, only to find she's disguised as Gibdo, a Gibdo mummy whose kiss curses Link into a humanoid frog monster as part of Ganon's plan to incapacitate Link. Ganon splits the two of them and takes Zelda to the underworld while Link searches for a cure with Sprite. Oh my god. I like Link in this cartoon, I really do. But did they really need to do this? Really? I mean, seriously?
Right.
I just don't... And then, out of left field, nowhere before has it ever been said in this cartoon, I don't know about the games, Sprite wasn't even in the games, was she? This was a character created for this show, right?
Right. In the games, a fairy was just a fairy. They had no individuality.
Okay, well... Sprite, a character that they created for the show, we've had, 3 episodes so far. 3 episodes last week, and this is the 4th episode of the series. 4 episodes in, and it takes them till now to basically say that she's, you know,
A princess.
a king's daughter,
Yeah.
king of the fairies. Like, seriously? That
Well, like Mido said, without a fairy, you're not even a real man.
Wow. Okay then.
Yes.
What do you think of the plot here?
Um, Standard '80s cartoon fare, not necessarily great, but not bad. It's a funny setup that basically had Link doing the frog voice for the whole episode. You know, the voice where you hold your nose, and
Yeah,
basically the same as him having a cold, but even more
deeper.
obnoxious. Yeah.
Yeah, yeah. It was deeper than the cold voice, but it's the same voice from Jonathan Potts. Um, God, it just proves to me that Sprite is gonna be the worst character in this entire series for me. She just is because they constantly don't keep her consistent with writing. The first episode, she's coming on to him. She's doing all this, doing all that, everything else. And here, there's a moment in the plot where she's like, ew, get that thing. Like, she doesn't want to tongue the guy now that he's a frog, and she's afraid he's going to eat her. Seriously? I swear to God, Neil, there is a difference between fake fairies and flies, right?
Well, yeah, but I could kind of see where she was a little concerned because she's small enough that if he had gotten her with the tongue, she would have been toast, and the cartoon would have been better after that. Wait a minute.
Yeah. Yeah, pretty much.
But it's really kind of odd is that they learn about halfway through that he needs to be kissed by a princess. She's been hitting on him for 3 episodes now. Never once thought, hey, I can kiss him. Until like the very last minute. I mean,
Yeah.
I would have thought she would have done it right away.
Yeah, yeah, that's crazy. I do like the buildup of the plot of after he's become a frog, and he goes on this journey with Sprite to the long wall under the unbreakable branch, and I do like all that, and I like the fact that he goes to Zelda and tells her the truth, and he's not begging, he's not scheming, he's not. I like that about his character, and she's like, well, if it's the only way,
Well, I like that she was.
Ganon has to go and cock block him.
I like that she had to think about it for a while because it just makes her look like a total bitch. She's like, well, if it's the only way.
Yeah, yeah. Yeah.
It's like, you bitch.
That's so funny. Any other thoughts on the plot for this one?
Not really.
All right, let's go.
Oh, you know what? Zelda 2, Zelda 2 note. There, those spiders that Ganon leaves him with over the commercial break. Those are from Zelda 2.
Oh,
One of the
cool.
most annoying one of the most annoying enemies in
Villains?
Zelda 2. Yeah, because
Wow.
those are the spiders that drop from the treetops in Zelda 2, and I hate those.
Oh, I hated those things.
Yeah, that's what those are.
God.
And he eats them.
Oh yeah, that's right. I hate those things. All right, we're gonna go find some wisdom.
Come on! No! I want to be rescued by a handsome hero.
Somebody call me?
My handsome hero. It's about time you got here.
It's about time he got up.
Ah, he's here at last. Oh, Ganon's plan is working perfectly. Nail him! Toast him! Hey! What? Ha! Serves him right.
Now for you!
Oh, no way!
Ha! Got you now, Cleoc!
Oh, no, I got you!
Oh, my! He's so brave.
Yeah. But let's get this over with.
let's get some education from the Triforce of Wisdom. Once again, I really love that Zelda is a take charge kind of woman. I think that's really, really, I think that's really what's refreshing to me with this, because as I said last week, it's like Mario is like, oh, I have to save the princess. And of course, Link is like that too a little bit, but Link is more so out for getting something from her.
Mm-hmm. When we say getting something, we mean get something.
Getting something.
Bonk,
That's
chicka,
right.
chicka.
Bounce chicka wow wow. And Len Carlson, man, he's all over the place in this cartoon.
Yes.
Isn't he the voice of the dragon?
I believe so.
I could have sworn he was. That man, when he was still around, may he rest in peace, but damn, he's got a good voice. I love the animation. And this image will be in the post. I do love the animation on Zelda taking charge. Wait till you see the rest of you. I love that running towards the camera motion that they did with her. Mm-hmm. Mainly because if she just flipped that blouse one way a little bit too far, you'd definitely be getting a peep show. It's true. Well, if it's the only way, missed it by that much. I'll get you, Link, and your little fairy, too.
Oh, jeez.
And then Link himself, throughout the whole episode, Link was doing so well. And then his frog instincts have to take over, and it ruins his chances of getting the kiss from Zelda.
Oh, yes. That was great.
That was so funny. I love that moment.
Yeah, he really comes close quite a number of times, and he always screws up somehow.
Yeah.
I mean, I think this is the most egregious example, because he really would have gotten a kiss, and there was nothing to stop him, not even Sprite. It was all his fault this time.
Yeah, it was. All right, what did you like about this one?
I like that Zelda was just a complete ass to him for much of the episode. Like I said before, later she's like, well, it's the only way. But like even in the beginning, he shows up and she's like, oh, it's about time you got out of bed. And that other fake damsel is like cheering him on, and she's like, yeah, whatever. Totally, not even giving him an ounce of credit. Just being a total jerk. The best Zelda ever.
Yeah.
Let's see. Frog Link was pretty funny. And then, God, what else? I'm going to say that's it for now. It was a very amusing episode. I kind of jumped the gun earlier when I was talking about some of the other funny things, so just add those as well. A lot of good moments in this episode.
Yeah. All right, we're gonna hop on over into the Triforce of Power and see what kind of bad moments we come up with after this.
That'll teach him to quit while he's got a head. I am Link, professional zapper of dragons and rescuer of fair maidens.
All right, holding the Triforce of Power in our hands. I get that it's a setup. I get that the beautiful wench is acting, but yikes, she's such a bad actress. I don't care how hot she is.
Yeah, they really went out of their way to make sure that you knew that it was a setup. I mean,
yeah.
That was
the dragon even said it before Link vanquished him, but before he disappeared, he's like, "Oh well, I've played my part in this plan."
Yeah, and even before that, he's like, "Hey, stick to the script."
Yeah, I don't like them breaking the fourth wall like that. I will say that.
And she was a total Southern belle. She was almost like, I got the Vapus.
Yeah.
And I'm pretty sure Gibdo never does that. And that's the last time I'll ever refer to that enemy as Gibdo, because I hate those early names, like the really weird names that came up in the first instruction manual. I just always call that enemy Mummy. The Mummy, damn it.
The Mummy, damn it. Wonder if that mummy is married to Brendan Fraser.
Thank God there are no likes in this cartoon. I hated those things.
Oh boy. Oh no, Frog Link. As much as I like Jonathan Potts as a voice actor, Frog Link's voice, oh god. After a while, it wears on you. So this is what I mentioned last week of something that's gonna, continue to plague me with this character, Sprite. She's afraid of Link's lethal tongue, yet in previous episodes she has made numerous advances on him. Sprite. Just go marry Toad and have some kids or something.
Well, I think Sprite would do anything for love, but she won't do that.
Oh, God. I can't believe you just threw a Bat out of L2 reference at me.
Yes.
Oh, my God. What didn't you like about this one?
Well, basically what we mentioned with Gleok breaking the fourth wall and the whole... Yeah, that it wasn't so much that it broke the fourth wall, it was just a really slow setup. It's like, okay, we get it. They're pretending. They're clearly on Ganon's side. We get it. They made sure that you understood, and I understood about 2 seconds into it that it was a setup.
Yeah, it was kind of bad about it. All right, we are going to move on to the next episode.
Hey, what are you up to, Link? I was just gonna swing in through your daughter's window and try to get her to kiss me.
Not a chance.
No?
No. You'll need to take flowers. Then you might succeed. Yes. Girls are crazy about flowers.
Flowers. Right. Thanks.
Good luck, my boy.
Yeah! Yeah!
Flowers? For me? Oh, how sweet. You're sweet, Link. Clumsy, but sweet. So for you, a big kiss.
You mean it worked?
Daddy!
This always happens.
Up next is Sing for the Unicorn. Oh boy. Why am I expecting, what's her stupid name? Nightbird to appear in this, but, Link plans an attempt at romancing Zelda by swinging into her window from above by a rope, with some coaching from the king. But the attempt is interrupted as Ganon rides a flying unicorn over the castle and kidnaps the king for ransom. The duo set off to rescue him while questioning where Ganon, who deals in underworld monsters, got a hold of the unicorn. Oh boy. Yeah, this plot is your standard ransom plot. Doesn't matter who gets, kidnapped. It's the standard. It could be, twins from a dying mother, two of them, both in a galaxy far, far away, and a planet called Eternos. But I don't know, I like this one. I like this one for Link's consistent attempts. At least he's really trying, and that advice from the king with it almost works. If Ganon hadn't attacked, he would have gotten it. And I noticed that on the Wikipedia page for the show here, it says that the kiss is pretty much a running gag the entire series. I think the only time he ever gets one, it's very, very cold, and it's not from the real Zelda.
Right.
What did you think of the plot overall?
About the same as the other ones. Very, very traditional sort of plot for an 80s cartoon. Like you said, it's another tropey episode. It's the kidnapping episode. I'm going to hold you for ransom. And was it even ransom? I think it was just, well, I guess you would call wanting to get the Triforce ransom, but
yeah.
Plus it's like the death clock, they've got so much time, and if the time runs out, then you'll fall to your doom, that sort of thing. So, very basic. but
very
funny
basic.
jokes in it.
Oh yeah, lots of funny jokes in it. Very much so. All right, we're gonna go ahead to the Triforce of Wisdom after this.
Take him to the pit room.
You won't get away with this, you know. No. Zelda and, Link, that's his name, will, rescue me.
What they had better do is turn the kingdom and the Triforce over to me in 1 hour. Or you'll be falling for a long, long time.
So, stuff I liked about this one. Link comes so close, and then something always happens. You know, because most of the time these are original stories with a few cliches, I have a much more enjoyable experience watching them versus watching like, seriously. Okay, sure, yes, this story is very true. Like, so a lot of the things in these stories to this point have been, you know, certain tropes, you know, in pop culture and stuff like that, or certain movie tropes, or certain plot tropes and whatever else, but, I mean, I seriously doubt Zelda and Link are gonna, you know, go to Spyland and, you know, team up with 007.
No.
You know, so, I gotta say that I really love, like, not only the music in the background, like, this is a score that needs to be put out there by La La Land Records or somebody, because not just the background music, but the background ambient noise, like when they're in that cavern and you just hear, like, when Zelda, I don't think she tripped, but she stepped on like a crumbling rock and it felt just the echoing and the sound effects. They imported the sound effects from the games. That's just awesome. I absolutely love that they did that. Zelda saves Link. Link saves Zelda. She was just about to kiss him, and then the trapdoor opens. Missed it by that much again. Yeah, once again, Zelda's thinking prevails over Link's libido when it comes to figuring out what the girl wants.
Right.
I find it interesting, and this isn't really a good or a bad moment, but I find it interesting that that they think that it's a magical creature, and oh, it didn't destroy, so it must be a human like us.
Right.
It could have been a green tentacle rage monster. You never know. You know, aliens do exist, supposedly, just like zombies and werewolves and vampires and...
See, I was almost wondering if it was going to be a crossover from another video game or something, and I'm like, oh, cool, what is this? And it never turned out to be anything.
Yeah.
It's just some random character they made up.
Yeah. I do like Ganon on the side of the wall as he's talking to the king. I know that's just like a frame technique of switching the image to make it look like he's on, you know, standing on the side of the wall. I thought that was cool, but later on the whole pit to your doom thing will come up in the bad stuff. What did you like about this one?
The after Link nearly falls to his death, he's like, "I'm dying, kiss me." I mean, just shameless. The king just got kidnapped, and he's trying to get a kiss.
Yeah.
Yeah. I love the fact that the king helps him, you know, get some. I'm like, wow, that's your daughter, dude. Well, okay. It's like Link doesn't even think twice about it. He's like, okay, the king's gonna help me here, so he goes for it.
Yeah.
Yeah, the king is kind of a real bumbling fool in this cartoon. It makes me happy that he never really showed up in the video games.
Yeah, really. I mean that. Yeah.
I mean,
I don't.
there's the boat in the Wind Waker, but a lot of people don't like talking about that.
The boat or the game?
In the Wind Waker, there's a boat that has a lion's head. Well, you see it in the logo, I think, and I think you see it on the cover of the game. That's actually the King of Hyrule. Spoiler. A lot of people listening to this are like, you just ruined the game. Not really.
Alright, let's go see if we can find some Triforces of Power after this.
Link? Link? Link! Link, speak to me! Link!
Oh, dying. Kiss me.
Oh, you're fine, obviously.
Aw, come on, princess.
No, you let my father get captured by Ganon.
Hey, excuse me, princess. I wasn't falling to my death for fun just then.
Alright, so we are looking for the Triforce of Power. That gangplank trick should have never worked. That's one of the things I will say I don't like about the series. Yes, it's animation. Yes, it's an adventure series, but where these people jump is just... it's unbelievable. Link doesn't have superpowers.
Yeah, that was some Samus Aran shit that you pulled there.
Yeah. Okay, now this is something I'm going to ask you because you've played more of the games than I have outside of Link to the Past, and I don't think it happened in that, but we are X number of episodes into this series. Does Link's sword ever run out of zapping power? Did it ever run out of it in the games?
No, it was entirely contingent on how many hearts you had. If you had full hearts, you could shoot the sword. If you didn't, you only had stabbing.
Okay. Sure, this episode is your standard Batman and Robin, who you gonna save, but it's overall, I really, really enjoyed it.
You just made me think of the King of Hyrule wearing those little Robin pants.
Yeah.
Will Link make it in time? Find out next. No.
Yeah. No, I was thinking more of the Dark Knight's junior partner and Dr. Chase. Oh, Batman Forever, not Batman. Oh my god, I can't believe I referenced the wrong goddamn movie. Anyway, yeah, the who you gonna save thing. Mission.
I know what you're talking about.
Yeah. What didn't you like about this one? Anything?
Well, it's a Pegasus, not a unicorn. God damn it. Also, it's not something I really disliked about the episode, but the Vyres, those are kind of annoying enemies, and thank God that they're not really in any of the games past the first one. Let's see, there was something... God, I had something in mind and I lost it. But yeah, the whole Pegasus thing was just annoying. Oh, I know, it was the alien voice, that character that...
Oh, yeah. The girl.
Yeah, the girl, she had an annoying voice. Oh, and something that'll come up a lot later is that the items that Link finds don't work in the games the way they work in the show. And I don't understand why they do it this way. Like in this one, it's okay. The flute sort of works the way it does in the game, but later ones are even more egregious. So I'll kind of give the flute a pass this time, but...
Well, the flute works the way it worked, at least in A Link to the Past, at least the way I knew it working. So it didn't exactly... Okay, sure, in A Link to the Past, it doesn't show you actually on a gust of wind, but it basically something... Oh, well, in the game, a bird comes by and then drops you off. But, I mean...
My friends and I used to call that bird Calgon, and then say, Calgon, take me away.
Well, for the show, I mean, what are you going to do? Go get one of Koopa's Albatos and have them ride you around all over the place?
Right.
Yeah. Alright, we are going to move on to the next episode after this.
This sure is a long way to go for a picnic. What's so great about this place you've discovered anyway?
This!
gorgeous and romantic place.
I was hoping you'd feel that way. Maybe after our picnic, you'd be willing to give me a kiss.
Shut up and kiss me.
Boy, it works faster than I thought.
Are you gonna talk or smooch?
Pucker up, princess. Huh?
And finally up today is That Sinking Feeling. In an attempt to romance Zelda, Link leads her to a secluded forest glade with a stream running nearby and a sculpture. A sculpture of Kid Icarus, that is.
God.
Before the encounter advances too far, an entrance to the underworld appears, and Ganon's Tektites ambush the couple. Okay, I don't know if it's whoever's writing this on Wikipedia, but it says the couple. Zelda and Link are not dating yet.
I know, but I assume that it's referring to couple as in two people.
Yeah. They defeat the monsters and undeterred, Link attempts to resume their encounter when the sculpture nearby is inexplicitly pulled straight into the ground, leaving no hole, no trace. Zelda grows impatient with interruptions and decides to assault Ganon in the underworld, only to watch as the entire Hyrule Castle is also pulled underground just as they ride off. What are the Constructicons working for Ganon or something here?
Oh no, it's... God, what's the name of the episode? It's,
Heavy Metal War.
Yeah, no. Well, there's one during season 2 where it's the one where they're in New York and the buildings slowly go down.
Yeah.
I'm trying to think of the name of that damn episode.
It's not a Prime problem. It's City of Steel.
That's it.
City of Steel. Yep. Didn't even have to look it up, folks. Transformers G1 Die Hard right here. Okay, so back to Hyrule here. That sinking feeling. It was... Why this should have never worked, I'll get to in my Triforce of Power segment, but the overall plot was interesting and mysterious, I'll say. I was waiting for Ganon to try to go after the City of Gold, but, you know, not everyone can be Nick Cage. What did you think of the overall plot for this one?
This was a dumb episode.
But it was fun.
It was fun.
It was a dumb episode, but it was fun.
And Link could have gotten so much nookie so many times because very early in the episode, things kept happening and he just kept getting a pass. And Zelda would be like, okay, well, let's kiss anyway. And he's like, oh boy. And then eventually, what sets Zelda over the edge is that the Cupid gets broken. She's like, she's like, Ganon has gone too far this time. And he's like, oh, nuts. I think this is the point in the show where Link, you know, finally starts acknowledging that this just keeps happening. He's like, this is always happens.
Yeah. Yeah. And I believe that does become a running gag.
Oh yeah, it is a running gag already by this point.
Yeah. Well, he says it so many times.
Yeah.
But it's kind of true. I'd rather him say that than consistently make food references. So there is that. All right, let's go get some wisdom.
Whoops! Don't want your hair to get mussed, princess. I'd ask you for a kiss, but it looks like you're all tied up. Well, excuse me.
You idiot! I could have smothered in there while you were playing with those spiders!
You mean I don't get my kiss?
Oh, all right. As long as the Cupid statue's here, I guess it's still romantic. One quick kiss.
All right. much for romance.
All right, Triforce of Wisdom, educate us. The only good thing I remember about it is a fun episode, but there are just some really, really bad things that happen here. But the only good thing I wrote down was Link can never get a break. Twice in the first few minutes, she was gonna kiss him, and then nope. It's like access denied.
Even after she was about to get decapitated, and he let her kind of smother for a couple of minutes in those Tektite bandages. Although that is something the Tektites don't do in the game.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, but even then, like, she was so pissed off, and then she was still gonna kiss him. And like I said, the Cupid breaks, and she just goes off the edge.
Yeah.
She's like, I've had enough. And I like that. That Ganon is sort of responsible for not being able to get the Triforce, because he's the one who pisses off Zelda to the point where she's like, okay, we're gonna go attack him. And she goes, gets the Triforce, and she and Link go off to attack Ganon, and then the castle sinks. And if that had not happened, the castle would have just sunk, and he would have had the Triforce.
Yeah.
So it was all his fault.
Yeah, pretty much. Damn, I had something, and now it's gone. Yeah, I don't know. I like how the animation shows in this. I love how the villains are in this. I think that was great. There are times when, and I'll bring this up, but there are times on certain parts of the animation that just don't. This isn't really a bad thing or a good thing. It's just one of those just general statements. There are times in the weapons where the animation just doesn't look as good as it can be, or as good as it could have been for the time. So, all right, let's go grab the Triforce of Power. Yay!
You sure you want to go after Ganon?
Definitely! I'm tired of Ganon's evil attacks. If we can get both Triforces again, Ganon will be defeated forever.
Yeah, but Ganon's got a new trick up his sleeve. We still don't know what made that statue sink.
A magic magnet pulled it down. Will be destroyed with a bracelet found.
Huh?
My sentiments exactly.
We can figure out what that means later. Right now, we've got a date with Ganon.
I've got a sinking feeling about this. Huh?
Speaking of sinking feelings...
The castle! It's sinking!
And Daddy and Sprite are in it!
Alright, so for the Triforce of Power section, okay, I know you mentioned this, and I know it was technically all Ganon's fault, but before the castle sank, I was thinking to myself, why? Why would they bring the Triforce with them? Oh, right, because it left Sprite... Because if left in Sprite's hands, or unguarded, Ganon would just get it for sure. So, and then the castle sank, and I wrote down, okay, I retract the last statement. It's a good thing that they brought the Triforce with them. Castle go down the hole.
Right.
Wait, if it's a friggin' magnet, how does it work on stone?
Oh, when I get to my section, there's so much more wrong than just that.
So, okay, this is just a little nitpick. Ganon, when he's on his little rampage, he breaks the little stool or little stand that the Triforce sits on or is placed near or whatever else. He breaks that. The next episode, I guarantee you, when we get to Doppelganger next week, I guarantee you it'll be fine. Modern magic of animation, people!
They have a closet full of them.
Yes, they do. Alright, what didn't you like about this one?
Okay, I know this is a cartoon that's full of magic and everything, but the laws of physics, people, come on. Like, if that castle had sunk underground, it would have fallen apart, first of all. And especially going back up. I mean, come on. I mean, there's no way that castle would be in one piece anymore, especially all those long, thin towers everywhere. They would have been just snapped in half. And I think this is another episode where they're right next to the Triforce of Power, and they could have just grabbed it, but and Link was like, no time. Gotta leave
Yep.
now. And finally, here's one of the episodes where we have one of the weapons from the game, and it just does not work this way. He gets one of the power bracelets, and the power bracelet, if I remember correctly, it allows Link to move certain stone pillars in the game, I think. But in this one, it's like, oh, it gives me the strength of 20 atom bombs for 20 seconds, or whatever the hell he said.
He says it gives him unlimited strength for up to 1 minute or something.
Yeah,
Yeah,
which is not how it works. So basically, he uses the power and lifts up Ganon and throws him, I think.
Yes, he does.
Yeah.
See, I don't ever remember. I know specifically in A Link to the Past, you don't ever pick up the villains and throw them. Oh, the major, like, Angham. How the hell do you say... I've always wanted to know, how the hell do you say that stupid name of the first boss in the castle in the Light World? Is it Angheim or Angham or Heim Saban?
I think it's I got him.
I got him. I almost got him. But yeah, I don't ever remember having to. Again, it's a cartoon, it's animation. We get it; they have to exaggerate certain things. But yeah, no.
Yeah, there is an item in one of the later games. It's like a glove that allows you to pick things up and throw them.
Yeah, that's an A Link to the Past, the Power Glove. Yep.
The Power Glove. It's so bad.
I wasn't even trying to mention I wasn't even trying to make the reference to the Nintendo Power Glove, but I think that's what they call it in A Link to the Past. It's called the Power Glove.
I love that so many games have Power Gloves too.
It's not called the Power Glove in A Link to the Past. It's called the Titan Mitt.
Oh, okay.
That's what it's called in A Link to the Past. All right, so we're going to take a quick break. As always, you'll hear some other ads from around the network, and of course, Animation Aficionados, to see in the superhero webcomic, and what's your others? Was that it?
I think that's it.
I don't know. All right, we'll be back after this.
Are you looking for a weekly dose of gaming news and retro? And check out Off the Cuff, available Fridays on Geekcast Radio Network from the producers of XRG. New name, same.
It's action. It's drama. It's comedy. It's Decian, the superhero webcomic. Decian has superhero antics and sexy girls. Catch updates weekly at Decian.com and NoSuperPants.com.
So before we close out, we'll be ranking each episode on a 0 to 5 boomerang scale. It's only called boomerangs because it's Zelda. It's basically the GCRN universal rating system. Alright, so first episode of the day was Kiss and Tell. What do you give Kiss and Tell?
I'll give it 4.5. And remember, people listening in there in podcasts, and I'm kind of grading on a curve here, so if we were to put this up against a Tex Avery cartoon, Tex Avery would get like 10 bazillion stars. But anyway, yeah, this was actually one of the best episodes. It's probably going to be the highest score I give for quite a while. So yeah, I thought this was pretty funny.
Yeah, I'll give it a 3.5. I really liked it. I liked it. I thought it was really, really cool. I thought it was interesting. I removed that 2.5 stars simply because of as much as I like the guy that voices Link, I don't care for Frog Link. I don't care for the voice that much. But all right, what about Sing for the Pegasus?
Sing for Swiftwind. I'll give that one 3.5. It was pretty funny. Yeah, some cheesy moments, but this whole cartoon's cheesy, so you kind of got to give it a break for that.
Yeah, you do. For me, I'm gonna give it a 3.5 as well. I liked it. It was good. It has some good moments in it. Alright, so that sinking feeling, what are we feeling on that one there?
Oh, do I grade it high for its amusing stupidity, or just grade it low? I'm gonna give it a 2.5. This was just a dumb episode. It was funny in spots, but I don't think the humor saves it this time.
Yeah, 2.5 for our rating system is barely failing. So, for me, yeah, I'm right there with you. 2.5. I mean, it had some interesting humor, but I will say that for me, I don't know. I'd have to go back and re-listen to last week's episode, but I don't think a lot of these are going to be low. I don't think none of them are going to be super high either, but it's better than what we've had so far. So, all right. So what is coming up on Animation Aficionados, Neil?
The Lord of the Rings, but obviously not Peter Jackson, because we're animation aficionados. We're talking about the Rankin Bass Lord of the Rings, the Rankin Bass Hobbit and Return of the King, and the Ralph Bakshi Lord of the Rings, which are kind of a trilogy, sort of, but even though they were made at different studios, they just happened to combined, they pretty much covered the entire saga. And we liked 2 and we disliked 1, and you can probably guess which is which.
All right. Thank you for joining us here on Pixels and Animation. There are some ways to get in contact with us, leave feedback for the show. Visit the website, geekcastradio.com. You can also find Neil over at nosuperpants.com.
Yes.
Sorry. It probably would have just been better if I just said DeSan. Animationaficionados.com. Email us feedback at geekcastradio.com. Leave us feedback on iTunes. Please do this. Give us some feedback, people. Follow us on Twitter. The network there is at geekcastradio. Mine is TFJoneMike. What is your Twitter?
Sama.
Become a fan on Facebook. Go to facebook.com/GeekCastRadio Network. You can also seek out Animation Aficionados and Neil's Classic Gaming.
Yes.
More Zelda stuff.
Okay.
It's current. Call the voicemail line. Tell us to show you the message for and your name. 502-526-5821. Please note on the voicemail line, there is a time limit. I don't know exactly what it is. I would say keep your thoughts under 5 minutes because it might cut you off. Don't know yet. We hope you enjoyed the latest episode of Pixels in the Animation and wish you'll join us next time when we're reviewing 3 more episodes from the Legend of Zelda, those being my number 1 favorite episode of the series, even though it turns out to be really disappointing in the end, Doppelganger, Underworld Connections, and Stinging a Stinger. Wow, say that 5 times fast. No, really, don't. For now, I am TFJoneMike with
TV's Mr. Neil.
Tune in next week as we find the Pixels in the Animation. Actually, not next week. The week after, we are going to a bi-weekly on Wednesday schedule. The GCRN is changing up its release schedule for podcasts, and Pixels in the Animation from now on will be every other Wednesday. We came up with this rule of review shows should be every other week to keep them a little bit more fresh and alive, even though this show is fairly fresh and fairly new. We're only 17 episodes in, but still. So every other Wednesday is when you'll be getting your Pixels in the Animation after that. We will see you next time.
And that will be the end of Link